Hey guys, I got about just a couple minutes before 7 o'clock, so I want to welcome everybody to the broadcast tonight. Tonight we're going to talk about the two things that must be done to make money in network marketing. And not only are we going to talk about the two things that must be done, basically we're going to talk about the two things that you only need to do. And so it's going to be kind of a quick call or a quick broadcast. I'm going to cover these topics relatively quick. But they're very important. And I got about a minute before 7. And again, I'm not going to get started till right at 7 o'clock sharp. So again, I want to welcome everybody to the broadcast. And again, tonight we're going to talk about the two things that must be done if you're going to make money. I mean, a significant amount of money in network marketing. And the reality is the only two things that you need to do until you're actually making a lot of money. And so again, I got 7 o'clock straight up. So I want to welcome everybody to the broadcast tonight. And again, the subject we're talking about tonight is how to make money in your home-based business. And just a little background about me. I was first exposed to the home-based business industry back in 1977. My wife and I got married in September. We got home from our honeymoon and moved into a new house. The guy next door is a school teacher. I was in the process of buying a retail franchise. My dream at that point in time is one to own 10 stores. And so Jim, my next door neighbor, who was a science teacher at the school, he and I kind of hit it off. And he called me up one night and he came over and he showed me the network marketing business. And I got excited right away. I got excited because the concept just made sense to me. It looked very similar to what I was doing in building my franchise business. But the difference is it didn't require a lot of unencumbered cash to get your business started. People could, basically get started, for a couple $100 at that point in time, is even less than that. And I did struggle for the first several years in building it because I couldn't get my head wrapped around, the simplicity of the model. How do I say this? Because it was so simple, I was actually looking for people who weren't qualified. And several years later, I happened to meet a couple gentlemen who were making, at that point in time, well over, 6 figures a year. And the first thing that, that they told me, they said, "Hey, Jeff," said, "if you want to make a lot of money in this industry, you got to realize that there are only two things that you need to do, and only two things, but you must do these two things." And they said that is sponsor and sell. There's nothing else that you do in network marketing that makes you money. And he said, so Jerry said, "Now the first thing I want to do is I want you to teach you the difference between selling and sponsoring." And he said, sponsoring is more like interviewing people. It's like, he said, like when you hire someone to go to work for you at your stores, you interview them to see if they're the kind of person you're looking for. He said, well, that's what sponsoring is. Sponsoring is you're looking for business partners. You're looking for people who fit your model, who fit what you're looking for. And if they fit what you're looking for, then you're going to offer them an opportunity to join you in business, and then you partner with them. Selling is when you actually sell people something. And Jerry said one of the biggest mistakes that happens in network marketing is too many people lead with the products up front, so they sell the products, and then all of a sudden what happens is 95% of people in the marketplace aren't interested in what you're doing because they don't see themselves as a salesperson. So Jerry told me, he said, it's probably not a real good idea to bring the products up right away if you're looking at sponsoring people, which he said I would encourage you to do. He said, because sponsoring is how you multiply your efforts, it's how you open up more entities. That basically creates more volume for you. And so then I learned that lesson. And so what I decided to do is I decided to stop trying to go off and sell people and getting in, and started to go off and sponsoring people to get them in. And then if they didn't qualify, for what I was looking for, then I put on my salesman's hat and then I would sell them products. Now, what we've done with High Club Biz, just so you know, is that we do have a retail website. We've got a site called shopicb.com. It's a real cool site. You can send your prospects to this site. These are customers, and any purchase that they make, and it's really a retail-friendly site. And so when they click on, let's say, the Aqualite product, and this little button says click here to purchase, it automatically takes them to the shopping cart. They can put the product in their shopping cart, they pay for it, and you just made 30%. So any purchases that are made from that website, you make 30% commission on. And then also about a third BV is generated that goes, is paid out in the comp plan that you're going to make commissions on based upon the volume in your teams. So as you're building your team, and as you're sponsoring people, the people who don't qualify for your position that you're filling, well, you want to certainly go off and sell them on the products. And of all the products that we market, our AquaWhite product, which is a little sachet that goes into water. It changes the chemical composition of the water, breaks up the water molecule cluster, so there's better absorption in the cell membranes. Actually delivers more oxygen to the cell. So this is a great product, and it's actually got a lot of mineral supplements in it. So there's a lot of serendipities of this product. In a little tea bag, it goes in water, and one little tea bag will actually treat 2 liters of water. And so if you drink a couple liters, a couple bottles of water like that a day, you'll go through a 30 pack of AquaWhite a month, and that's a retail $25. Now, if that's a retail customer that you set up, you just made was it $7.50 because you get a 30% commission, and then it also generates 1/3 BV that goes into the pay plan. So again, as you're looking to sponsor people, if they don't qualify for your position, then you put on your salesman hat or your salesperson's hat and you go to selling products. So the only 2 things that you do is sponsor and sell. And if you're doing anything other than that, in fact, it's one of the things that Jerry told me. He said, you don't need to be teaching people anything until you're making at least $30,000 a month. And he said, if you're trying to teach somebody how to build a business and you're not making $30,000 a month, he says, what are you really teaching them? You're not really teaching them how to become wealthy. You're teaching them how to accomplish what you've accomplished. And so he said, you let other people do the teaching. So, and again, that made sense to me. So then what I would do is I would go off and interview people, and I would look for people that have a dream in their heart. In fact, here was my parameters. If you would have came in and interviewed, at my store, I had certain parameters I was looking for before I would offer you a position. Well, when I started building my network marketing business, I also had certain parameters that I was looking for in people. And the first thing that I would look for is I'd look for, in my network marketing business, I'd look for a friendly person. If a person is not friendly, it really didn't make sense for me to spend my time with them, because if they weren't friendly to me, they probably weren't going to be friendly to other people, and they probably, weren't going to have a very big business. Because one of the things you'll realize if you're going to build a large business is you got to have a personality that's not repulsive. You got to have a personality that actually bonds with people, and you can develop rapport. So as I was out talking with someone, if I didn't feel a connection with them, then then they really didn't qualify for my builder position. I would put on my salesman hat and I'd go sell them a product. Maybe I'd go off and sell them Ionite. Maybe I'd go off and sell them, the Magical Facelift Mask, or maybe I'd go off and sell them the Fat Burning Signals, or maybe I'd go off and sell them the AquaWhite. But I wouldn't really, try to sell them those products till they disqualified for my business builder position. Now, if they qualify for my business builder position, then I would partner with them. I would tell them I'll take my time, my money, my resources, my expertise, and I'll partner with you to help you build a business that can get your dreams. The first qualification I was looking for is I had to find someone that I felt was a friendly person. Then I had to find someone who was open-minded. Okay, there are a lot of friendly people. They're just not open to other things. They're just basically, they're friendly, but they're not interested in anything different than they're doing. They're not really open for anything. Well, if you're not friendly and you're not open, well, then obviously this doesn't make any sense to talk them into this. If they're friendly but they're not open, okay, what do? Put on my salesman hat and sell them a product. So either you're sponsoring or you're selling. Remember, sponsoring is different than selling. Sponsoring is interviewing people, see if they fit the profile for what you're looking for as a business builder. And if they do, then partner with them and have them join your team, and you join them and you form a relationship. So number one, I was looking for somebody who was friendly. Number two, I was looking for somebody who's open. Number three, I was looking for somebody who was hungry. Okay, so if a person was friendly and they're open to new things, but they weren't hungry, if they're happy and content, I've got some real good friends, and the husband and wife both got good jobs. They're friendly people. They're open for new things, but they're not hungry. Well, so yeah, they would get in with me because they like me. They would get in with me because they're friendly people. They would get in because they're open to things, but because they're not hungry, they wouldn't do anything. And then what would happen is it would cause stress on the relationship, because I would have an unrealistic expectation on what they are willing to do, because they're not hungry. So what happened if I would find a friendly person who was open-minded but they weren't hungry? I put on my salesman hat and I would sell them on the AquaWhite, I sell them on the Ionite, I sell them on the Magical Facelift Max, I sell them on the Fat Burning Signals. Now, if they're friendly, they're open-minded, and they were hungry, then I had to find out, are they in a position where they got the resources that they're willing to put some time and money into something. See, because they could be a friendly person, they could be open-minded, and they could be hungry, but you know something, if they're so broke they can't pay attention, they're going to have a hard time building a business. And again, I did not want to waste my time on the wrong people. So what I would do is, and again, I got this after talking with Jerry. I remember struggling for years. I struggled for years building the network marketing business, because I would go off and basically put the mirror underneath the nose. If it would fog up, I'd show them the plan, and then I'd sell them on getting in. And what happened was I created a lot of anxiety on me. I mean, because I would out there, I would bust my butt trying to help them build their business, but they weren't the right people. And I read a book called Good to Great, and he said, hey, if you want to build a large organization, he says, get the right people on the bus. Get the people that can actually drive the bus to success. Don't get the ones that just want to get in and basically have you do all the work. And again, and I learned a lot of things. Fact is, probably about a year ago or so, I had a guy join my personal team, who was friendly, he was open-minded, was hungry, okay, but was broke, didn't have any money. So what happened was that everything that he would do would gear me to try to appease broke people. And here's what happens: a person, understand, there's a difference between poor and broke. Okay, poor is a mindset, and like Jesus says, the poor is going to be with us always, and our responsibility is to help the poor. Okay, the broke people is basically a temporary position. Okay, what happens is, if you try to appease broke people, you don't make it uncomfortable enough for them to actually want to do something more than they're doing. And so what happened, I started listening to this guy, and all of a sudden I started doing things trying to make it easy for broke people, and all that happened was it made it harder for me. So I look back what Jerry told me and taught me, early in my career, network marketing. Look for friendly people who are open, who are hungry, okay, who are they got a drive, they got something they want, and they got some money, okay, and they're willing to put some time into something. Now, if you got that person, then partner up with them, then go ahead and lock arms with them and help them build their business. Now, here's what's really cool. Again, what Jerry told me, he says, Jeff, he says, you do not want to be teaching people anything until you're making $30,000 a month. Well, then I said, well, who's going to teach them? He says, you need to plug them into a system that can teach them what to do, how to do, and why to do it. You need to plug them into a system that is made up of people making over $30,000 a month, and let them teach your people what to do, how to do, and why to do it. So that's really all I did. The fact is, one of the guys made an audio on this system, and he just it was like a machine. You just pop people into this development system, and they pop out the bottom, making $50,000, $100,000 a year. All that I had to do, all that you have to do, is learn how to sponsor people, look for friendly people who are open-minded, who've got something they want that they can't get doing what they're doing, who are willing to put in some time and some money, and have the time and money to put in. And then when you find that person, you plug them into the system, and you let the system start to work with them, start to generate them, and let the system, let them plug into the system, and then let them become who they need to become to get their dreams. It's not your responsibility. It's not my responsibility to change other people. It's your responsibility to change you, and it's my responsibility to change me. And what I figured out to make a lot of money in this industry is I didn't have to go off and work as hard as what I was working. I was trying to go off and help everybody become successful. Fact is, about 6 months ago, we had a lot of people who were struggling. In fact, I had one guy, he'd been in business with me for probably 3-4 years, and he hadn't sponsored any personals other than his kids. But he would plug in every meeting I would do. He would buy products every month. And so I said, well, maybe I can help him figure out how to, kickstart his business and get his business going. So again, be careful who you listen to. I was listening to people who was talking about, let's make it easier for the broke person. And so I said, well, look, let me put together a system that can help you sponsor people for you, so you don't have to do anything. We'll do all the work for you. Now, it sounded good on paper, and the whole goal was to build some belief with people. But here's what I found out: none of those people ever did anything. It was kind of like I hurt them by making that system available to them, because now all of a sudden they believe that they could get rich without working. And there is no such thing as getting rich without working. It's the workers get rich. You have to be willing to work. So if you got a dream in your heart that you can't get doing what you're doing, okay, if you're a friendly person, you're open, you got an open mind, and you got something you want you can't get, and you've got the resources, you got the time and the money that you're willing to put into to get your dream, and then you plug into the system, become who you need to become. Well, what we've done is we've actually partnered up with a company that's got a system that you'll plug into. Another thing I found out is that many people have tried network marketing over and over and over, and they've not had any success. And so what happened was they have burned all their warm market. And again, and this is important, you have to have both personal credibility and fiscal credibility to have a good relationship in network marketing. And so what happens is, like when we first sponsor somebody, what's the first thing we tell them to do? Hey, take out a list of names, put all your friends, all your relatives, all your coworkers on a sheet of paper. Why do we tell you to do that? Because those are all people you've got a warm relationship with. Those are all people that you have personal credibility with. Now, in addition to personal credibility, you also need fiscal credibility. Well, if you've got high personal credibility with people, you probably have low fiscal credibility. Well, the same thing happens if you got high fiscal credibility. I mean, if the less they know you, probably the higher fiscal credibility you get. So what we would teach people is, hey, make out your warm market, make out your personal credibility list, and then get them on the phone with somebody they don't know. And that's actually how we built our network marketing business before the internet. Now the internet pops up, and we got the ability to do streaming video like this. We got the ability to do capture pages, landing pages. We got all these resources we got available. So now what happens is you got these gurus, and again, these gurus are good because these gurus have what's called fiscal credibility. You need to learn how to use the fiscal credibility of the guru. The challenge is, if you have no personal credibility with the prospect and you plug them into the person who's got the fiscal credibility, there's no glue that gets them with you. So what happens for a lot of us, when we look at all this technology that's out there, and we look at all this stuff that's going on, we've already blasted through our warm market. We don't know how to contact anybody. I mean, we can call them up, but we have no credibility because we already pitched them on 5 different deals in the last 3-6 months anyways. So they're not looking. So then all of a sudden we say, okay, I got to go off and I got to do lead generation. I got to, figure out how to do SEO. I got to figure out how to do solo ads. And so we start going through all this stuff. And so all of a sudden we realize, well, these people I have no personal credibility with, and I really don't understand all this stuff anyways. And so we start plugging them into these gurus that, that do these, live broadcasts, and they got all this, they got thousands and thousands and thousands of people that's on their broadcast. Well, all of a sudden this person's got the personal or fiscal credibility, and the prospect doesn't know you from Adam. So guess what? Doesn't make a difference. The prospect joins you or if they join that guru. So all of a sudden, here's what happens. We start funneling the leads in, and all of a sudden they join the guru. Then all of a sudden we think, well, this doesn't seem to make any sense. How in the world can we actually create a business that works for us? Well, one of the things that you'll start to realize is when you start focusing on building a marketing system that's geared on getting you personal credibility with people, then when you do connect them into the gurus, there's a connection with you. So you use these gurus, you use these people got all this fiscal credibility, but you've got the personal credibility. So if you got the personal credibility and you got the fiscal credibility, then you got a connection. Well, we found a system that will teach you how to do that too. So not only do we have a system that will teach you what to do and how to do and why to do it to help you become the person you need to become, it can also teach you how to do the marketing to get you the personal credibility, and also how to connect with the people who got the fiscal credibility to build a business. Now here's a nugget. One of the mistakes that we make in this industry is that we think you need to sponsor a lot of people. In fact, as I was watching some kid doing a YouTube video, and he was so proud because he says, I'm getting 5 or 6 people to join me every week. Now, I mean, when you think about that, boy, he gets 5 or 6 people a week. You do that over a year, let's say 50 times 6, that's 300 people that joins him in a year. Holy cow, that's a lot of people. Well, you know what? That's not really the best way to build a network marketing business, because see, this is not a sales business. Remember, they're sponsoring and they're selling. They're sponsoring and selling. If all you're doing is selling people to get in, Okay, you'll have no glue, and you always got to be putting people in because there's no connection, there's no relationship, and there's no teaching, and you don't duplicate. And again, people don't duplicate, systems duplicate. But what I mean by duplicate is that you put in 6 people a week. Well, those 6 people will be gone in a month. So you just keep putting them in. It's just like it's like a revolving door. You really never get ahead. So what happens is with a lot of these gurus and a lot of these guys who are proud of personally sponsoring 5 or 6 people a week, is that they try to milk you for every dime you've got. Well, once you understand the power of building a network marketing business, Don Failer wrote a great book. And if you get a chance to read it, it's a 45-second presentation. Go read it. And what Don says, the misconception of this whole industry is you think you need to sponsor a lot of people to make a lot of money, and you don't. When you understand how the power of the business works, you only need 2 good ones. You realize this, and here's what we teach. You get 2, they get 2. In other words, I look for 2 people who fit my profile. Remember, I'm sponsoring. If they don't fit my profile for sponsoring, then I'll sell them. I'll sell them a product, but understand, I'm looking to sponsor a business partner. You get 2, they get 2. When you get 2 and they get 2 through 4 levels deep, when you follow the system that we put together, that'll make you about $1,500 a month. That's about 30 people built. We call it 30 builders in your group, make you about $1,500 a month. Obviously, you need to. That's not a guarantee of income, and I'm not making any promises here. You need to make sure you read through all the disclaimers and all that kind of stuff. But I'm talking about just the business model that we put together. You get 2, they get 2 through 4 levels, make you $1,500 a month. Now, that's $18,000 extra, dollars coming in a year. Add that to the family income you got coming in. What kind of changes would that make in your life? Okay, and what did you really do? You went looking for 2. Now, how many you got to personally sponsor to get those 2? Well, you might have to sponsor 10, 10, 12, who knows? But get the 2. In fact, there's one of my buddies, and we're going to teach you how to build large organizations that can grow geometrically. And he was able to basically sponsor 6 people, and all 6 people duplicated and turned into a massive 6-figure income for him with only 6 people. Now, that is very, very, very rare. Okay, for me to find 6, I had to basically go off and bring in about 50. Okay, now for the average person with the technology we got right now, I'd say by the time you get yourself about 10, you should be able to get yourself 2. So you get 2, they get 2 through 4 levels, make you $1,500 a month. Now watch this. What if you teach everybody, you get 4, they get 4 through 4 levels? Just two people more. That's all we're, just 2 people more. If that's all you teach, just you get 4, they get 4 through 4 levels. Now look at this. You get 2, they get 2 through 4 levels, makes you $1,500 a month. When you get 4, they get 4 through 4 levels. Again, no income guarantee. Just as just an example of income based upon the comp plans that we set up. Make sure you read through the disclaimers. But you get 4, they get 4 through 4 levels. We're talking over $23,000 a month. Gang, here's what happens. We make it so difficult on us because we're trying to make it easy on people. See, why do we make it easy on people? Because we're trying to sell them on getting in. Stop selling people on getting in. Start sponsoring people. If they don't qualify to be sponsored, in other words, they aren't friendly, they're not open-minded, they're not looking for an opportunity, they're not willing to do more than what they're doing, they don't have the resources, then for goodness sakes, stop wasting your time. Go ahead, put on your salesman hat, sell them the Ionite, sell them the Aqualite, make 30% commission, and go get your 2. You get 2, they get 2 through 4 levels, $1,500 a month. You get 4, they get 4 through 4 levels, $23,000 a month. Now here's what I'm going to recommend you do. I'm going to recommend, if you want to know more about this, get back with the person who had you watch this presentation, and then we will actually let you lock in your position and take this for a test drive for 90 days. Okay, so for 90 days, rather than require you to put the money in to join the training system, to put the money in to really understand how to build that high, personal credibility and match with the physical credibility on the sponsoring end, without having committing to buying the products, we'll let you lock in your position, give you 90 days to test drive this for only $6. And on top of that, what we're going to do is we're going to give you. We own the Sunset Beach Travel Agency, a registered seller travel in the state of Iowa. We're going to give you a 1-year membership in our travel club, which is worth over $75 by itself. We're going to give that to you for $6 just by taking this for a test drive for 90 days. So here's what you want to do. Get back with the person that referred you to this presentation. Have them go ahead and get you locked in, and go ahead, kick the tires, take it for a test drive. Get on the phone and talk. Fact is, get on the phone and talk with me. Get on the phone and talk with other people who are part of the team. Because here's what we're looking for. We're looking for two. And we're looking for two, and then we're going to help you get two. And then we're gonna teach you then how to help your two get two, and then we're gonna coach you on how to teach your two how to help their two get two, and that's how this thing goes. And you get 4, they get 4 through 4 levels, guys. It'll change your life. Hey guys, I got about 7:23. I like to keep these things like to 15-20 minutes. So hey, I do appreciate everybody. And again, anything we can do here to help. Again, next Tuesday we'll be back again. Again, make sure you get back with the person that referred you, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.